the anti-gunners smell blood in the water, man. Have you noticed like all the rallies, even in my little town, they had Moms Demand Action rally in our little town. They're protesting gun shows in the counties surrounding my county. We've already had our gun show for the fall, but yeah, they're showing up and protesting at gun shows. You never see this stuff in Indiana, and yeah, they smell blood in the water, and they're empowered, and it's just insane how many states are looking at passing various anti-gun laws. States like Florida, you would never even expect it to come from. It's it should be, this should be a signal to people that, you know, what I've been saying since the elections is don't trust the Republicans.
Yeah.
They're not your friend. They have done more to our Second Amendment rights in terms of damaging them than the Democrats have. In my lifetime, the big gun bills were the 86 machine gun ban, that was Reagan, a Republican, the 89 ban, that was Bush 41, and then we had the 94 assault weapons ban, which was a Democrat and Clinton. His expired in 10 years. The other two we're still living under. So just in my lifetime, the Republicans have done far more damage to my gun rights. And it's not because the Democrats have not tried. I mean, you know, bless their little souls, they try like hell. They just can't seem to get anywhere. The Republicans, on the other hand, make things happen. And this is what I'm warning people: Trump will make things happen. I mean, he's come out and telegraphed what he plans to do since the day he stepped off Marine One right after Vegas and said, we're going to have a serious discussion about gun control. And here he is out there saying he wants to confiscate firearms and then worry about due process. And then when everybody gets in an uproar, like, you can't do that, then he walks it back. But that's what he's really thinking, guys. But anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you. How do you, and any one of you guys can answer this. How do you think we got into this perfect storm? Not only, obviously, we're having these events that took place. I think right now we can mark from what happened in Vegas down the line to what happened here in Florida. But we've got a perfect storm of not only that and people calling for gun control, but also no one cares. There's like a lot of apathy, even in the gun community, over this. People just are not up in arms about this.
I know why.
Why?
First of all, the anti-gunners get to drive the narrative. The anti-gunners are many things, but stupid isn't one of them, unfortunately. So take the bump stocks, for example. It seems even gun owners go, oh yeah, those stupid bump stocks. Let's not fall on our swords for bump stocks. Who wants one anyway? They're dumb. Let them have them. Well, the problem is and all the regulations that have been proposed and all the bills that have been proposed at the federal level, it doesn't even mention bump stock. They're talking about rate increasing devices. It's open-ended. It's worse than the 1968 gun control law and the sporting purposes clause. And so everybody, the anti-gunners are driving the narrative that, oh, it's just about bump stocks. No, they're actually targeting your semi-automatics, which you're about to find out here in Florida. You're going to find out just how ugly it can be, because you're going to be a test case for what can happen nationally. And I'm sorry that's happening to you guys. But, the gun owners need to wake up, and they're going to wake up because right now it looks like the states are passing laws more quickly than the federal government is. But the anti-gunners are driving the narrative. They're using propaganda, and they're making it all sound reasonable. You don't want a bump stock anyway. And this appeasement strategy isn't a strategy at all. Appeasement has never worked in history, ever, with an aggressor. And so they're driving the narrative. And we have a bunch of people on the NRA side, on the gun community side, that's like, oh, well, let's just do something reasonable. We got to do something. We got to show some good faith. Let's give them something. And we keep doing that over and over and over again. And in 100 years, it only benefits the anti-gunners, because in 100 years, piece by piece, we've surrendered every bit of our Second Amendment rights. And that's their end game. They're playing the long game, and gun owners are playing the short game. They say, oh, well, give us bump stocks. We go, oh, okay, if that'll make you go away for a little while, then here, have them. When I was a kid growing up, it was black rifles. Give us the black rifles, and we'll leave the deer rifles alone. Black rifles accounted for maybe 3% of the rifles sold back in the 80s. They just weren't that popular back then. And so even the NRA was guilty of doing that. Like, well, look, we can give you some of the, you can get the assault weapons ban if you can have this, and this negotiations and apathy has been ongoing for decades. And that's why we find ourselves in this trap right now. We have apathetic people because they think the Republicans are going to protect them. They think that Trump and the NRA and all these other idiots are playing five-dimensional chess, when in reality, what they're saying is exactly what they're trying to do. But they're just trying to make excuses for them. And then you have the whole apathetic crowd that isn't even trying to make excuses. They're like, it's just about bump stocks. So that's how we wind up where we're at, man.
Yeah, and I think part of it